I'm going to show you how to replace this passenger side engine mount right here on the top. There's 3 others. I have videos on how to replace those too. First thing you do is remove the splash shield on the bottom. Along the front here, there's just a bunch of 10mm bolts and then some plastic clips in the back. And actually for this one, you're probably going to want to jack it up underneath the oil pan. Just make sure you put a big board under your jack so you don't mess up the oil pan. And just raise it up, a couple inches. 2 or 3 inches is probably good. And then the first thing you're going to do is remove this clip here. You just push the center part in and then it'll just come out. And you have to get to this bolt right here to remove the coolant overflow tank. So there's one here and then one here, and they're both 10mm. And once you get those 2 bolts out, you can just take this and just set it aside right there. And now the engine mount is exposed in all of its glory. Now you're just going to remove this 10mm, and then all the rest are 17. I think you're going to remove this one here, this one here, and then that one right there. And then be careful, I think these are AC lines. With mine, I have to pull this up a little bit. It's not going to break, but just be kind of gentle with it when you stretch it. And then there's actually another bolt on the bottom of this. It's like totally hidden. You can see on the new one here, it comes out there, so there's going to be a bolt on the bottom. Okay, so you're kind of going to have to get this thing from underneath. It was not working trying to get it on top. To get at it, you're going to want to remove this plastic shield that's right here. These clips you should have removed already to get the splash guard off, and then there's just 2 up here. That'll help you get up there easier. You actually don't need too long of an extension because you just need the ratchet to get down here. And yeah, now you can see where the bolt is right there. So yeah, if you have like 8 inches of extensions, that's fine. Just put these 2 together, and then you're going to need a deep 14mm socket, and then you can get to it no problem. Now you're probably just going to have to move these AC lines out a little bit, and you can get this part up over there, and you just kind of have to move it around, and you figure it out. You can get it out. That's pretty much all there is to it. Also, now you have everything out. Since this serpentine belt is hard to get to, now would be a good time to inspect that too. You want to look at the inside of it there, make sure there's not a bunch of cracking. If it doesn't have cracks in it, then it's still good. If it has a bunch of cracks in it, you want to replace it. And when you're putting it back in, it's going to be hard to line up some of the bolts. You just want to make sure to kind of hand tighten them so they're all kind of loose first before you get them all in. And you want to get the height of the jack right to make it easiest. With me, it was like you barely raise the engine up with the jack, like just a tiny bit, and that seemed to be the easiest. And then you might want to get a friend to help you. You can kind of pull the thing over to get the screws lined up, or sticking a pry bar right down there and pushing that way helped a lot for me. And then you can also be careful you don't damage the threads, but you can stick a screwdriver like in the hole there and kind of pry it over like that to help it line up too. And then once you get them all in, you just want to hand tighten them all. Let the jack down, let the full weight of the engine on it, and then torque the bolts down. I'm not sure what the torque spec is. I just tighten them really good. They're big bolts. If anybody knows the torque spec, just leave them in the comments. And that's pretty much all there is to it. And I'll leave a link where you can buy the mount in the description.